Michael, I have been over the last 24 hours.
Okay.
Scrolling and refreshing Twitter constantly.
Like Jet fans?
Exactly.
Exactly.
All in the hopes that we get some sort of news about Aaron Rodgers, and all we're getting are like these little breadcrumbs, but not the actual announcement, the actual news. However, as I am scrolling over the last couple of commercial breaks, what I do come across is Lamar Jackson tweeting, which has been a little bit interesting. He quote tweeted with a video of a face like one of these, like, what you talking about kind of faces, to a report from like a Baltimore beat, Twitter or whatever, said Lamar Jackson turned down $200 million guaranteed back in September. So he does the what you talking about face, and then adds another tweet that says 133, 3 years, fully guaranteed, but I need an agent.
Well, if he didn't take it, then he might need an agent because he didn't think that's enough money.
That was my thought. I'm like, well, if you asked for more and you didn't get that, then isn't that the definition of you needing an agent?
I think to me, it's like, I don't understand it. If you got 133 and you turned it down, the fact that it's 3 years, right? So every contract's about length and about guarantee. Okay. So the more length you go in a contract, the more guaranteed you should get, because you're giving away years in your prime. This kid at 3 years, he's going to be back in the market again. Mm-hmm. He puts 133. So if they offered him 133 for 3, you probably could get it up to 145 for 3. So, that's a fairly significant number, fully guaranteed. You put that in the bank, and now you come back and you have another bite of the apple again. And then you could do a 5-year deal at that point. So to me, if I were his agent, I would say, look, I love this concept of a fully guaranteed 3-year deal. It's good. Let's get this up to 145, which would be slightly less than 50 a year. And we're fully guaranteed in it. And we can go on from there. And we have another contract coming up. Because when you do a 3-year deal, when you're in that second year of a contract, they're going to have to redo you. They're going to have to do something. And these cap numbers, if it's fully guaranteed, are not going to be pliable. So they're going to have to come to you and try to restructure, which gives you the Kirk Cousins leverage that you need. Like the Vikings, they would have gotten rid of Cousins. They can't. So what do they do today? They redid his contract again. So they keep pouring good money into bad money on Cousins, even though they know Cousins isn't what they want. This is the kind of that benefits the player tremendously.
So I'm trying to figure out with Lamar Jackson, if this deal is the one that he turned down in September. You've had all of this time since then to kind of be trying to figure out what that deal is going to be, and they still aren't able to come to an agreement. What is he looking for? Like, what does he want? Because I'm sure he, countered with either more money or more time, whatever it is.
I'm sure he wants over 50 a year, and he wants it all guaranteed. So I think if he wanted this deal, it would have to be 155, 160 for 3. That gets him over it. I don't know if that's what he wants, but he wants the 250 guaranteed that Deshaun Watson got. That we know. But Deshaun got 5 years.
Right.
I mean, if you get 3 years at 150 guaranteed, that's a better deal because you're coming back again at the table. You're having another bite of the apple for more years at a fresh market. Because, once this deal gets done, you're going to see the Burrow deal come in here, right? You're going to see the Herbert deal come in here. That elevates the market. You could see a Tua deal if Miami is crazy enough to spend all this kind of money, right? So you're going to see these deals that water seeks its level and it continues to rise. So I think that's what, to me, I do think he needs an agent. I think the whole reason he went 32nd in the draft was he didn't have an agent. I think the whole reason he's not a pliable trade commodity, because you're talking about a guy, if you put him on the Atlanta Falcons in Arthur Smith's offense, they're really good. They're a legitimate, not that they're good enough defensively, but they're a good team. You put him on some of these you put him on the Colts. Are they a good team? I would think they would be way better than what they're going to do in the draft. So, but how do you make that deal? It's hard if you don't have an agent.
And during this time, the new league year officially begins tomorrow, but teams have been able to talk and kind of construct deals over the last 2 days. Because he doesn't have representation, technically couldn't be talked to over the last couple days. But his mom, you could call his mom?
You can call mama. And, look, there's what's that song? I always love my mama. But your mama, maybe she should be involved, but this isn't her area of expertise on how to maneuver around. Because remember, it's going to take 3 people to make this deal. It's going to take a team that's trading for him. It's going to take the Ravens, and it's going to take the agent. And you've got to kind of orchestrate that. Look how long it's taking for Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. Even though we know Rodgers is going to end up at the Jets, they've got to navigate the cap. They've got to settle Green Bay's trade demands. They've got to figure out how to structure the contract so it fits into the Jets cap. There's a lot of moving pieces here that have to get negotiated and have to get signed off in terms of legalese terminology. So it's a challenge. Look, I think his mom should be involved. I just don't think she should be the lead negotiator.
Since this is your first day back and we haven't gotten the opportunity to talk about a lot of this stuff with Lamar Jackson together, what did you think when the Ravens did say, okay, we're going to non-exclusive tag you. We're going to let the market dictate what you're worth since you're not accepting our deal. And I mean, they've tried. They've been very outward about saying, we want to have you back. Do you believe that? Like, do you agree with the way that they did this?
They have to say that publicly, but I think what they said by that tender is they saved themselves $13 million, and they basically said to the NFL, call us if you're interested. See, because that 2 number ones isn't necessarily what the price is. It could be 1-1. You could say to Baltimore, look, we're going to sign them, and we'll give you a 1 and something else. And Baltimore says, well, we won't take that deal. Okay, don't take that deal. Then he's going to play for you on the tender. Where are you going there? They're locked. They had to cut Calais Campbell yesterday. They're locked in because of this huge cap number that they're carrying on their team. It's very prohibitive. So they have to work around it. They're basically saying to teams, call us. Mm-hmm. The reason they didn't put the exclusive on is that why give away $13 million when you don't have to? Why give away, make it 45 or 43 million, whatever the number is, when I don't have to do that? I'll just give them the 32, and if somebody wants to trade for them, they got to deal with us anyway. The only way you get hurt in this is if you get a surprise attack, which in quarterbacks, there's never going to be a surprise attack. You're just never going to just put an offer sheet in. This requires 2 number ones to get them. So that's the opening volvo of the negotiations, and then you can negotiate up or down from there.
Report coming in as we speak from Diana Rossini of ESPN says Aaron Rodgers has provided the Jets with a wish list of free agents that he would like them to target and acquire. Shocker, because we weren't.
I said that 2 weeks ago. I don't know how this is news.
So
how is this news today? I mean, we said it on the GM Shuffle. Like he's GM too here. He's going to play a part of it. See, and this is what affects. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers is a great player. He's just not a great teammate. And this whole, we have to build a team. This is Russell Wilson-ish. Is he going to want an office in there too? Like, I think to me is, I've seen him make other players great. Like, I don't know why he is so in love with having this wish list. And obviously the Jets are acquiescing to it because that's why they're on Lazard. The Jets are good at receiver.
The list are Lazard, Randall Cobb, Mercedes Lewis, and Odell Beckham Jr. Those were the 4 names that he presented to the Jets on his wish list.
Right, which is an interesting. We have not heard Odell name mentioned very much because nobody knows about the medical. And everybody remembers Odell from 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. But where is Odell now? I mean, look, the Jets, do they okay, so my question to you would be, all right, you want us to sign all those guys. How much money are you giving us on the deal? You want to pay for $20 million?
Well, because that's why Tom Brady was able to have all the success, right? He always did team-friendly deals so that other people could get paid so that they could have success around him. Aaron Rodgers didn't do that.
No, I want these guys, but I want my cash too. I don't know how it works. To me, this has got all the symptoms of not working. Like, this doesn't work. Like, Randall Cobb shouldn't play football any longer. He's not good enough to play. Like, he's not good enough to make a team. He's smart. Yeah, he knows what to do. Great. He's what I call a bus player. You know what a bus player is? So when you get on the team bus, somebody's got to get the bus to the stadium. Well, there's certain players that know where the stadium is. They tell the bus driver. But once they get to the stadium, they can't do a thing. Like, they don't help you win. They get the team to the stadium, but they can't. I wrote about it in Gridiron Genius. They're a bus driver player. He's a bus player. And Mercedes Lewis is a good on-the-line blocking tight end. If that's what they want to do, they just signed CJ from the Bengals last year. Uzomah, they got money in him. They redid his contract. So what are you going to do with him? You're going to sign Mercedes and take him off the field? Oh, we want Lazard too? So where does Elijah Moore go? Where do all these other receivers we have? I mean, to me, like, this is not what you want to do. If you want him to come in and say, I want to play for you guys and I'll make you better.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.